Hey, good day, everyone. My name is Rick Kaminsky. I'm an ambassador for the Greater Parkland Regional Chamber of Commerce. Been involved in this organization chamber-wise for a number of years now, and it's my absolute pleasure to have been asked to have a little talk with Carolyn Ryan from Spruce Grove Kinettes and Ed Burney from the Stony Plain Kinsmen Club. And we're going to talk a little bit today about some of the great things they're doing in the community. And not only that, but of course, we're going to be talking about what they're doing during this Christmas season. Our community, our region has been hit like anyone else by the effects of COVID-19. And as much as we don't like to talk about it, certainly we have to acknowledge that there has been some effect to some of the members in our community. And this year, probably more than others, or in addition to years, this is an important year, and they have an awful lot of work to do. So, without further ado, I'm going to have these two people talk and tell us a little bit about what they're doing. I guess we're going to start off with Ed, as he's the main picture in my screen here. So, go ahead, Ed. Nice talking to you.
Thank you, Rick, and thank you for having us. This is an incredible time of the year for the Christmas hampers for ourselves, the Stony Plain Kinsmen and the Kinettes, and our whole goal is to provide Christmas to the families in need in our Greater Tri-region. So the Kinsmen have been doing this for about 42 years, and our goal is to upsize a food hamper for each family, and then provide gifts to the children 0 to 17 years old. And we're just the conduit, happy to be the conduit for the community giving, and then back to those in our community who need it.
Very nice, very nice. And for any of you that don't recognize Ed, you can tell it's Ed in our community by that red shirt he always wears. Stands out. And what a great time of year to be wearing a red shirt, just like Santa Claus. And you guys do such a great job at what you're doing. Ed, is there anything you'd like to say to some of our members or some of the people that will be watching this, that the incredible need or the increased need this year?
Well, Rick, that's the thing, is this year is a unique year. Last year our program helped over 600 families, roughly 1,800 people, and we don't see that changing much this year. So if we all give a little, if each chamber business was able to give just a little bit, whether it's monetary, gift cards, toys for the children, it can make such a huge difference. I believe there's 1,000 members of our chamber, and when you think of that, between the Kinettes and ourselves, if every business on average could donate 2 toys, we would have our toy needs met. Of course, we still need financial support to purchase those gift cards, to upsize the hampers, and to give gift cards for the families to buy for the 10 to 17-year-olds. But it's this is the year, if you are able to give a little or give a bit, I think it's really going to make a difference to those families in our community, and you're really helping your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers without even knowing it. It's that anonymous part, right?
I'm glad you brought that up, Ed. It is all about helping your neighbors. With earlier on, after COVID, of course, within the region, the Greater Parkland Chamber came up with a campaign. It was about neighbors helping neighbors. So this is exactly what we're talking about. These people that you are helping, they a lot of them have never seen themselves in that position where they'd actually have to take advantage of a program like this. And this, again, is a really different year. And these people are our neighbors, they're our friends. They're, when things are good, they're the ones that sponsor things within our community and do an awful lot. So it's a great time to give back for sure. And we talk about things like the 3 T's, and I don't know if you're all familiar with the 3 T's out there in in video land or whatever. 3 T's are time, treasure, and talent. And I think we all have at least one of those to give. We either have a little bit of monetary, uh, we've done well maybe this year, or okay this year, and we have a little bit. Every little bit helps. It could be your time. You guys do organize a great army of people, to help out and deliver and sort and do all these things. And so, I mean, we all have a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm. You bet.
Excellent. Ed, is there anything that the Stony Plain Kinsmen are doing that people out there should be aware of? Any event or anything like that?
You bet. So in the next few days, this is being on the night this is being aired. Tomorrow is Friday, and we have for the next week and a bit, we have 50 plus spots to donate in the community. So hats off to the businesses and everyone who's able to do that. We're also going to be December 5th. We're going to be at Red Apple. We're going to be in the parking lot. Look for the flashing lights. We've got some of our emergency services who are going to be there, along with one of our kinsmen, to accept donations. And also too, we're going to be at Safeway in Stony Plain. So we're coming down to that last 10 days. So this will be our big weekend push. Whether it's a stocking stuffer or a gift card or cash, it all is going to go to the families, and it's going to help them out. So, those are our 2 big events, but thanks to all of our locations who have given us an opportunity to collect it at their sites.
Fantastic. Thanks, Ed. Thanks to you and your organization in Stony for all that you do all year long. It's not just at this time of year, and I think we need to recognize that as well. You guys are 12 months a year hustling, and once this one's over, you start on the next one. So thank you very much. We'll catch up a little bit later in the conversation, and I'll switch over to Carolyn here and see what she has to say, unless you got anything else. You're good? Okay, excellent. Carolyn, how are you?
I'm well. How are you today, Rick?
Really good. Thank you very much. And thanks for waking up so early. Well, I guess it's really not early when we're going to be hearing this, but
anything for the chamber. We really appreciate your support and the chamber's support in getting this information out, because it is, like Ed said, it's crunch time. And we're just trying to help out all these local deserving families that could use a helping hand over the holidays. The holidays is a tough time. And like Ed said too, with this year, we have some unique challenges. So it's great to help out as many people as we can locally.
Well, it's really great, the work that you're doing. I mean, you're obviously in the community scene yourself. Ed, is volunteers. I mean, there's a number of other ones we could list off that are doing some really big things, and I think we're going to mention one of them in talking a little further to yourself. But I really appreciate, and I know that everybody in our community appreciates the work that you guys do, and you're visible, and you're always out there, and it takes a real special person to constantly hustle and ask for help from the community and everybody in it. Not a lot of people have that wind in them, and so thank you very much for keeping on doing that. Having said that, of course, is there anything that the Kinettes are doing this year of note that you might like to mention, or would you like to mention any numbers or how you're doing so far?
Yeah, well, with the unique challenges this year, the one change to the program that I think quite a few people know about now is that we're not able to accept non-perishables. So we are upsizing every December hamper at the food bank. So we're using our monetary donations and gift card donations to local grocery stores for that. So we're getting every family at the Parkland Food Bank upsized hampers for December. And we're anticipating numbers of over 1,300 families helping that way. In terms of numbers, even for last year with who we helped, families are still signing up right now for their hampers. So we won't have final numbers until mid-December. But last year, in terms of toys, my number here? We helped 1,447 kids in the Tri-Region. So that's with the Stony Plain Kinsmen program and the Spruce Grove Kinette program combined. So we do lots of joint work in the community. And thank goodness for the Parkland Food Bank, who signs our families up and lets us reach out to the families in that way. So the Stony Plain Kinsmen will be running their program out of the pavilion. In 10 short days it starts, and the Kinettes are out of the Spruce Grove Alliance Church, and we'll be getting all the toys ready for the kids there, and they'll be going out to families on the 18th. So we don't have too much time left here. What I can tell you though is our communities always come together and help this cause. They know that the donations stay local with our families. Right now, we have, out of the 1,350 anticipated families for the Tri-Region, we have support for about 625 of them. So that means we still have over 700 families that we need to get donations for. So, I mean, it always works. Our community always comes together. Like Ed said, we have donation box as well in Spruce Grove, and donation boxes in Spruce Grove all over the place. We do have a bigger event at the library now. So the Spruce Grove Public Library has a toy mountain that they're hosting. So anyone from the community can stop by, drop off monetary donations, gift card donations, toys, and they're trying to create the biggest mountain that they can to support our community. So that's a really great initiative this year, and we thank them and the city for that. We also have the Tiny Toy Drive coming up. So that would be, well, once this is aired, that will be tomorrow, starting December 4th and running through the end of the day, December 5th. So Econo Lube and Fritz Tiny Homes, along with many, many generous businesses in the area, have put together gift baskets. People will be touring distance, well, they'll be able to walk through one by one the Fritz Tiny Home, and they'll be filling that with all of the donations. So they're hoping for a massive turnout for that. So it can be a drive-through drop-off if that's what people are comfortable with. On December 4th, you can walk through the tiny home. And then December 5th is going to be just stuffing that thing as full as we can get it to help local kids. So that's the big thing happening on December 4th and 5th in Spruce Grove. So we're hoping for a huge community turnout just to get this last push before Christmas, so we can get all the support out to the families that we can.
Oh, that's just some amazing stuff here you guys are doing there, you know, in both communities. And I know, you know, we talk about Spruce Grove, Kinettes, Stony Plain, Kinsmen, but really we're looking after a whole region. You know, a lot of people in Parkland County. I mean, Parkland County, what's their population? 37,000 people, about the same as Spruce Grove, I guess.
Yeah,
and so, I mean, from far and wide, you know, absolutely. And 1350 is a scary number, you know, and it's a sad number, but I know, like you said, everybody always pulls together. I'm really excited about that toy drive and whatnot. That's pretty cool. Paul's always been a great supporter of these kind of events as well, and I'd like to certainly acknowledge him and Fritz Tiny Home.
Fritz Tiny Homes, they're close to the Graminia area. I didn't know about them, but this house is unbelievable. I was amazed walking through it. Just the thought, and it's a high-end tiny home. And they're getting this business going, and it's a great way to showcase that and support the community. I believe this tiny home is actually already sold, and the person that has purchased it has been thrilled to donate the 2 days to the cause. So we're filling her tiny home with the toys.
Fantastic.
Yeah, thanks to Econo Lube for hosting every year. Like you said, they support as much as they can, and they try and think of new ways and unique ways to get donations to local families.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I had an opportunity to watch that video that they did, and very exciting stuff. Very exciting stuff. So, thank you. I had one question here. When it comes to toys, is it preferable? Do you prefer that people donate money so that the clubs can actually purchase the toys because they know what they need, or is it a little bit better to download that shopping experience on the people that are donating, just to save yourself some time, perhaps, or to leverage your time a little better? What's the preference here?
Ed, do you want to go ahead with that?
Yeah, thanks, Rick, Carolyn. In my mind, I think truly we want to engage the community. So if they are comfortable going shopping, we'd love them to go and pick the gift out. You know, if they could buy for the same age as their child or their grandchild, or maybe a niece or a nephew or a neighbor's child, because we need some of that cross section to happen. And we find that, you know, yes, cash is king. It definitely can be used wherever needed, but the generosity of people being able to shop, they get in the spirit, and you know, when you're in the store and you've got a few dollars in your pocket, you usually walk out with, you know, some really meaningful gifts, and that's what it's about, is engaging the community. I believe it's more where they're comfortable. If you're not comfortable shopping, donate us the funds and we'll look after that part. But you know, as this is a community event, we would love for them to engage in whatever form if they like. So we'll take both.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. You know, I'm going to just put my chamber hat on for a quick second here. And again, some of these friends and neighbors we're helping out are going to be the small and local businesses. So I mean, there's a lot of really great stuff coming out of the region now. We have like some fantastic businesses that are producing some excellent items, and you know, for a low cost. And you know, every dollar you spend at one of those local businesses allows them to keep going a little bit longer as well. And we want our business community also to be very strong, so that we can keep helping out and being good social and corporate citizens as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's a great opportunity there as well to support two things at the same time, and really maximize that effect on our whole region.
You know, Rick, that reminds me, I was just speaking with Zender Ford a couple of days ago, and that they're planning on jumping onto this campaign as well. And that is their goal this year, is for the gift cards for teens. It's 100% local, and the businesses that could use the support right now. So they're really targeting where their money's going. They want to purchase toys and are encouraging their staff to bring in toys. And they're just encouraging all the local businesses to be engaged with all of this. So, you know, if you help your community, you help your entire area, right? So we're supporting locally with our families, and if everybody can purchase locally, it makes a huge difference, especially getting through what's happening right now.
Yeah, as much as possible. That's great. You know, and you mentioned Zenders, and you know, Chad's always been incredibly generous to the community. He and his team have been fantastic. You know, they donate a van to the Parkland Food Bank, and they do an awful lot of stuff within our community because they get it, and we're starting to see that a lot of businesses are getting it now. You know, and it's more important now than ever. So thanks, Carolyn. That was a great point. Maybe it would be okay. Would it be all right if I made a bit of a challenge from my business? I have a company called Solari Canada. We do some solar work. We do a lot of commercial stuff, and we're having an all right year. You know, it's not amazing, but we're having an all right year, and I think a lot of people still are doing okay. So anyway, I'm just gonna pan my camera just a little bit over. I don't know if you can see that. I have a Happy Gilmore golf course check. That you can't put it into ABM, but I'm going to donate. Our company is going to donate $1,000 to each the Kinettes and the Kinsmen for just whatever you need it for. Wow. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to go out and buy a bunch of stuff, but like I said, we have one of the three keys, and we have a little bit of treasure at the moment, and certainly happy to give it to you guys. But I would certainly like to challenge any other business or resident of our region, anybody that might be watching this, or talk to somebody else, just anything you can give, like a dollar to a person that has nothing is an awful lot. And we say, like I said, well, my $5 won't make a difference, my $20 won't make a difference, my $50 won't make a difference, but it does. It all adds up, and there's strength in numbers. And if you have a little extra, I'm just reaching out to all my business colleagues and with a little challenge of let's see what we can do.
Fantastic. One thing that we didn't mention, I was just thinking, Ed, this year we have online donations. So that's a big thing for people not wanting to maybe reach out or go out or do whatever. It's just another option for people this year. So it's on both of our websites. So stonyplainkinsmen.ca and sgkinettes.ca. So there's an option for online donations. And then I know Ed and I are very willing to make arrangements with anybody to go and pick up any donations and receive donations that way as well.
Fantastic. No,
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Thank you, Rick. On behalf of the residents of Parkland County, Spruce Grove, and Stony Plain, your generosity and is just incredible. I think, speaking from ours, but Carolyn did mention we do so many things together, and on behalf of both of us, Solare, you're a great community supporter, and so are so many businesses. And I really liked what you said, a dollar does make a difference, because as you said, if there's 80,000 people in our greater area and we got $1, that's $80,000. And let's say that only half can give, that's still $40,000 with a loonie. So definitely with this year, as Carolyn mentioned, the opportunity to donate online, it's a really simple process. Thanks to our website designer and the Kinettes, who really drove this for both groups, because as we do work together, and that's what we're learning this year. It's a year of change, and what I'd sort of like to say is, the Kinsmen and Kinettes early on committed that in some fashion, Hampers were going to happen, where we help those in our community that just need a hand up, just that little hand up, and let the community know. And every day, I think Carolyn and I can attest, whatever new challenge we get, we meet it head on, and we just do it. And that's the Kinsmen Kinettes, but that's also all of those business people and residents of our tri-region. We can't thank you guys enough. I can't thank little children who are giving gifts and money to seniors, to everyone. This crosses everything. There is no one donator, and there's no one type of receiver. It's our community.
Yeah, it's all about that, isn't it? One of my memories from my childhood, we grew up fairly humble. We had a lot of kids in our family, and mom and dad, like everyone, tried really hard. And the 80s were tough on everybody's families. And I remember we didn't have an awful lot, but we did get a little something at Christmas, and it meant something. So many people have so much now, and I walk into a lot of homes, or visit friends that, they just have a mountain of these things under their tree, and the sad thing is, not an awful lot of them mean anything, because there's just so much. So when you don't have a lot, it's the smallest things, and it makes a difference. It puts a smile on a kid's face for sure. And a parent too, to be able to watch their child, with that smile on their face too. That means all of that's.
Well,
that's what it's all about,
that's
right?
a kind of a unique thing about the program too, is like, really it's the community donating and giving, but the parents are able to give these gifts to their kids. So it's not coming from a donor or anyone in particular. It's coming from their own family. So they can feel like they're giving Christmas to their kids, which is really, really important, especially right now, because a lot of families are going through a lot of tough things. And just to feel confident that they're able to provide Christmas for their kids is huge right now.
Good point. Good point. And hey, listen, let's face it, kinsmen, Kinettes, kin is family, right? And we're all family. We are all connected, in a community, we're all connected. And I think that's my takeaway from this is it does take a village for sure. And hats off to both of you. For everything again, like I said, it's going to be an amazing event again this year, but I was wondering if you might just be able to quickly do a recap on all the events that you're going to be participating in, both in Spruce Grove and Stony Plain. And we'll start off with you, Carolyn.
Okay, so December 4th, Friday, December 4th is the Fritz Tiny Home Toy Drive. It's sponsored by Econolube, so it will be at their Econolube Plus location. I believe that's on, St. Matthew's Drive. So they're going to have, on December 4th, they will have tours available for the new Fritz Tiny Home. And you can drop off your donations that day and get entered to win a whole bunch of fantastic prizes. And then on the 5th, they will be stuffing the house full of the toys. So that can be a drive-through drop-off. You're welcome to come and see the tiny home, whatever you'd like. Also on Saturday, December 5th, is the Century 21 leading drive-through drop-off. So that's right on McLeod Drive, and they're accepting donations all day to benefit the Kinsmen and the Kinettes.
Amazing. Awesome. Thanks, Carolyn. Ed, what do you got going on? Recap it all. What's up?
Well, we've got a couple of great events on Saturday the 5th. We're going to be at Stony Plain Safeway. There's going to be a couple smiling faces behind masks to accept your donations. And we're also going to be at the Red Apple store, 10 till 4. Safeway is 9 to 4, and Red Apple store is 10 till 4. And it's going to be Philip Cruiser Day. So we've got that. And just a reminder, it doesn't have to be those 2 days. The Kinettes and the Kinsmen have probably 110 drop-off spots in Stony Plain and Spruce Grove at so many incredible businesses. So, when you're in supporting a local business, spending those Christmas dollars, probably there's a bin close by, and we'd just love you to be able to put a little bit in any of those bins. So we've got those great things this weekend, but we've also got those probably 110 businesses and places that are accepting donations for us. So thanks again, and we look forward to seeing everyone at one of those locations.
You bet. Thanks a lot again for taking your time, and we'll be seeing you soon. Thank you.
Bye.